Good morning, everyone. I figured on this nice, beautiful, sunny morning we would start out by our pondfish. Not too many new fish are coming out, but Annabelle is doing a great job in having these nice big signs this year that look great. Some of them still have code by them. For the most part, it's our state and still the comets. It says I have slow connection. Thank you, Andrew. I'm glad I'm not locked out either. Last time it worked very well with my phone to be out here. However, it is saying I have slow connection, so let me know if you guys lose me. It has not been nice outside. It hasn't been warm, so we don't actually have that many plants out yet. I did lose connection for a bit, so there's not really anything else to see out here, just a few hardy plants. Yeah, Kevin, it is a bit of a chilly morning. We will have more plants out as soon as it gets nicer out. The tropical plants and the annuals for the ponds aren't going to come out until the weather is consistently above 50 degrees at night. Otherwise, we're just going to lose them all to the cold. And if you guys buy them when they're looking nice, then you'll lose them to the cold. So no one wins there. I have a new batch of glowfish out. Let me know if there's anything in particular, once again, that you guys want to see in freshwater. I'm going to try to show you the highlights. But as most of you know, I'm the saltwater person. So we'll be spending a good chunk of time over there today answering any saltwater questions you guys have. There also have been a bunch of saltwater fish that have come out in the past week. I want to go over there and show you guys all the cute new babies. Ooh, we have a nice batch of Otocinclus in. The neon blue Rasboras are still here, which is shocking because it's such a great batch of them. They're not showing up on camera super well. Hi, Heather. Yes, we can. I'll show the purple mysteries a little bit more toward the end just because their lights are not on yet. If they're still not on, I can always take a flashlight to them. We have a bunch of pygmy corycats. Oh, and not to overlook these guys. We've been kind of low on bristlenose lately, but we have some baby super reds in here, along with the longfin cherry barbs. Galaxy Rasboras, also known as Celestial Pearl Danios. A bunch of juveniles, but they are gorgeous when they start showing their adult colors. Tiger platies. More super reds, but these guys are a little larger. Yeah, Kevin, we can go over by the South Americans. There actually was a pair of them that I wanted to highlight that were super cute. The only other bristlenose we currently have in stock are the honeycombs. I'm glad we got the honeycombs back in. This is one of the newest varieties, if not the newest, bristlenose pleco. I'm surprised these featherfin / threadfin rainbows are still here. Look at these males. Some of these males are just getting gorgeous color on them. Come on, Gimbal. Gimbal and I should be fighting a little less today. I took my phone case off. I think it's happier without the phone case. some Julies down here. Tom's beautiful albino apricot swordtails are still here. Let's get a little bit of a close-up on them if I can. And if those guys are on a dark substrate, they would just pop. Maybe Steve will move them later. These longfin dark night balloon rams, we've sold a couple of them, the rest are still here. That is quite a showpiece. Okay, I love these guys. For all you pleco people out there, these are chubby plecos. And Heather, yep, I did see that. Like I said, I'm gonna do it more toward the end just because right now their lights are not on, so we won't be able to see any of the snails. Steve got in a lot of cool plecos this past week. No, Heather, you're good. I just wanted to reiterate. Don't worry. I will get to them. They're on the list. Here's another one I wanted to highlight. Here are the mango plecos. They're all like lined up in a little train. They're facing the door. They're waiting for you guys to come in. Except for that guy. He wants to stand up. He's the only one facing a different direction. I've been asked multiple times this week if these are floating dead fish. They are not. They are the African butterfly fish. Ooh, and hiding in here we have one vampire shrimp left. It is not a crayfish, it is a big vampire shrimp. They are filter feeders, so they will not attack your little guys. In fact, you can put them in with tiny little shrimp. Someone please buy that guy and put him in like a Neocaridina tank and just have this, I mean, some of you have heard me say this before, but please put him in a Neocaridina tank and have this giant Godzilla shrimp in there with all your little itty bitty shrimp climbing all over him. And then please bring a picture or a video to me. I think that would be hilarious. Oh, Joel, shush. They are albinos. Few things to highlight yet on this wall. We just had these Bulgarian seal point, or they're Bulgarian greens or seal point angels. Either name is correct. The three of them have been together for a while. They're all getting along. It's not always super common to have a trio of angels that's getting along. That's a boy. That's a boy. That's a little girl, unless it's just a boy without a pronounced forehead. And somewhere in here is a Nazeni epistogramma. That was actually one of my guys. It's a big dominant male. He's starting to color up and he's starting to come out more because he's a lot braver with these other cichlids in the tank. So if anyone's looking for a rare epistogramma, we have one. Good showpiece in a tank, and he doesn't need a very big tank. Still have the albino cherry barbs and a whole bunch of gold tetras. I love gold tetras. Alright, I feel like there's a few other things to highlight. Oh, here we go. These are the redfin Thresher Plecostomus. one more pleco. Here we go. And the yellow seam plecos, along with all of these little rope eels. I don't know if they're showing off their colors very well. There we go. That guy wants to come out and show off. Alright, over to the discus. Also, plants are fully stocked. We have so many plants. There's a lot in the basement yet. Come get your plants. They look great. We don't always have these Windelove ferns in. They're right next to the Java ferns. We tend to get them in on the caves and the rocks, but not usually just on their own where you can mount them yourselves. We also have more of the Nana Pinto Anubias. These little white ones, they're so cute. Good morning, Tim. Tim, when are you gonna officially start up your saltwater tank? I haven't seen you in here yet for that. Okay, and onto the swallow. We'll start with the South Americans. Ooh, their light's not on, but we do have some vampire crabs. And some fire belly toads. I think there's more of those guys down here. Look at them. We don't usually have toads in. So cute. Alright, quick starting with the discus. I did grab my flashlight from Saltwater Quarantine so I can kind of show them off. I am not positive which ones are new. Well, there's some black angels. These white diamonds are looking great right now. More angels. A really nice group of San Miraz. Oh, well, Tim, that is still a good use for that tank. These are the yellow checkerboards, blue diamonds, and red checkerboards. There's only a couple blue diamonds left in here. And an assorted discus tank. Okay. I'll keep the flashlight in case I have to use it for the snails. These turquoise rainbows are brand new. For the most part, there's no new small groups of South Americans that I am aware of, at least. These high-fin bull sharks are so cute. I just like fish guys. I think most of them are cute. They're all cute in their own way, but there's certain ones that just stand out. Bandit cichlids are looking good. They're getting bigger and coloring up. More albino tilapia. Salvini are looking great. Yellow jackets. These red spot severum just stand out against this wall. There's not too many bright red South Americans. We have some great looking electric blues. When most people hear blue acara, those are the ones they always think of. Because electric blues, I mean, they're popular for a reason. They are beautiful. But the ones I want to point out over here we actually have a pair of just blue Acara. Now they're gonna hide on me, of course. There's one. Just the speckling. They're gorgeous. These guys want to be center stage though, the Waru. Freshwater founder. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Jana, I'm not sure what your Charlotte tank is. I'd have to know the species in it. For those of you, sorry, who are just joining in, this is Amanda. I know Jesse knows a lot more of your tanks and a lot of your specific stocking lists. Tim, we don't have any zebra Acara, unfortunately. Anyway, back to Jana. If you come in, we can help you out a little bit more. They are peaceful for the most part. I mean, I say peaceful for a cichlid. They can get kind of spicy, but as long as you have bigger fish in there, other South Americans, they work with most of them. Colombian black and silvertail sharks. No, not that I'm aware of. In the African world over here, the electric blue ollies are the only new ones that I think came out on the list for this wall. Some nice males already showing color even though they're not that old yet. I feel like I have leveled up in my African cichlid knowledge. Still not my forte over here, but Steve showed me, at least on the adults, how to sex males and females by looking at their vents. Yeah, Tim, you do not have good luck with Severums. The only species of Severum I've ever had an issue with when I did have a big South American tank was my green Severum. That thing ruled the tank and was such a jerk. But there was also some red shoulder Severums in there and some gold Severums, and then Waru, a blue Acara, and then actually a good chunk of angelfish, and they all did well. Oh, and the purple smiler Acara is in there. They may have been my favorite fish in that tank. That tank has since been redone and is now a giant saltwater tank. Surprise! I've never kept fancy goldfish, but that might be next on my list. They're just derpy. They are the pugs of the fish world. They're not everyone's forte, but they're so, I don't know, you just look at them and go, I know you can't survive in the wild, but you're cute, so I'll take you home and I'll give you a tank. Like, look at this thing. Hi, buddy. All right. Over in saltwater land, where I do know every fish on the wall. This is the showstopper this week. We have a clown trigger. It's just a little baby. You would never know by looking at this thing that's going to be 18 inches someday. As of right now, it could go in like a 75. Eventually it's going to need at least a 200 gallon and tank mates that can hold their own against one of the most aggressive trigger species. There's also, hiding nip back in there, a baby Miniatus grouper. They're bright orange with blue spots. It would be a great tank mate with this little baby. In fact, I quarantined those two together because I knew they would be a good fit. We also have a magnificent fox face. Currently our only fox face, the others all sold pretty fast. Still have this Lieutenant Tang, who's fat and healthy and looking great. It's just still a juvenile, so it's not showing that beautiful steel blue color yet. So he's getting passed up. Oh my gosh, he's finally out. I can show him off. Oh, come on, Gimbal. Don't do this, Gimbal. I'm trying to show a cool fish. There is a rhino blenny in here. You can see him. He's kind of in there looking like a leaf. He has this giant, like, spike on top of his head. I think last week it was asked, do we have a lionfish? We do. He's been here a little bit. We have a dwarf fuzzy lionfish back here. His problem is that he is only eating live shrimp. He will eat live brine. He will eat ghost shrimp. He is starting to pick at frozen, but he just takes it in his mouth and immediately spits it out. But he is at least taking it in his mouth now, so we're making progress. We got a bunch of baby captive breds. There's a little Kamohara blenny, and there's a splendid dotty back that's not really showing up on camera, but he's poking his little head out at me. Whole school of orange storm clowns, and they're just little babies right now. All of the sailfin tangs we currently have are Desjardinis. That's just a fancier type of sailfin tang. They have more yellow speckling instead of just straight solid black stripes. This is a first for me. It is a captive bred canary blenny. Anyone not familiar with saltwater, unlike freshwater where majority of the fish are captive bred, here I'm probably generous in saying 1% of the species are captive bred. My guess is far less than that. All of our clowns are captive bred and a few other select fish, but most are still coming out of the ocean. We're very picky with our fish. We want to make sure that they are being sustainably caught. None of them are endangered species. In fact, most of the fish where they come from, it's kind of like a bluegill in that they might be on the menu where they're caught. Tim, I've tried that with the lionfish. I like hide behind the corner and see, but I don't think he's eating any prepared foods. Here's an idea though. Someone who has a bunch of freshwater shrimp, like you are a shrimp breeder, and you're like, what do I do with all these culls? Can I interest you in setting up a small saltwater tank? He's a dwarf lionfish. He doesn't need a lot of space. He would be great in a macro algae tank because he's not going to eat the algae, and the algae will help keep your tank nice and clean and filter out all the waste because they do make a lot of waste. So then you could have minimal water changes, and you could feed all your shrimp culls to the lionfish. I think this is a fantastic idea. Normally I wouldn't say a lionfish is a great starter saltwater fish, but you know what? In that situation, I think it could work. Okay. We're over by the snails, so I want to quick show this. Still no lights, so I'm going to use my flashlight. We still have all of these beautiful bamboo shrimp. That is not a dead shrimp, someone molted. And they're going to eat their molt. There's another molt, because they just love the calcium from their molts. Purples, purples, purples. Here we go. are the purple mystery snails. Some have quite a bit of algae on their shells. That guy right there, he's starting to show his little antennas. Oh, great question, Tim. He could honestly be in a 30 gallon. I know some people have said even a 20 because they don't move much. You could definitely do a 20. You just have to keep water quality really good. So they don't need space. They just need water changes or water dilution or a ton of macroalgae taking out the nitrates. Saltwater fish are more sensitive to high nitrates. Yeah, of course, Heather. Let's see where we're at for time. Couple more minutes. Are there any other special requests or questions? If you do come in, you're going to see all these little signs, mandarin not for sale. We have a good chunk of baby mandarins. They did already go through full quarantine. They're just not doing well in the quarantine tanks. There's a lot more food they can scavenge here. They're all captive bred mandarins, so they eat more than just copepods, unlike the wild caughts. Here's a baby I can show off. But I have feedback from other people who have bought them that they just don't do well at this size in most tanks. Not all tanks, but most tanks because of the high flow in reef tanks. So in order for everyone to be successful with these little babies, we're just growing them out a little bit longer before they go up for sale. If you have a tank you think would be an exception, you can always talk to Ross or I, but it would have to be Ross or I to approve a mandarin already going home. Joel, no. Tim, would a 15 be too small? I've seen them in 15s before. I would do a little bit more research into that because it is a harder tank to keep the nitrates low and the nutrients low, but like I said, they do not move. They have their little cave, they have their little rock on the reef, and they don't like to really leave that. So you could easily mimic that in a 15-gallon tank with probably no other fish in it, to be clear. He will eat any little fish that you could put in that tank. I feel like I had some corals to point out. Oh, there is a Holy Grail torch in here for $150, which is a steal on a Holy Grail. I lied. Someone bought him yesterday. Sorry, guys. There is still a Fairy Godmother torch right there. It's green with pink tips for $150. Okay, guys, it's not a competition on your saltwater tanks. And the light's on here. Eventually, for this tank, you guys are gonna maybe see a YouTube series coming out on how to set up a simple saltwater tank. This is our little 10-gallon display that a fishless cycle was done on. The fishless cycle is now done, and we have a little orange storm clown in here and a tiger goby, both of these guys being captive bred. And the clown is named Cumulonimbus because as we were adding them and dripping them, that's when the power went out. Of course, adding a storm clown caused us to, lose power at that point. It's not because of the clown, but I can pretend. For those of you who came in during the power outage, thanks for still shopping with us. Sorry it was a little rough. Sorry we were a little stressed out. Steve and I were running around like crazy, just trying to keep everybody alive. We'll end on this hawkfish. He's so cute. He is king of that rock. Oh, last question. Dave. Dr. Tim's. Do you want the Dr. Tim's freshwater or saltwater? I guess I can see if we have both. We do have Dr. Tim's one and only freshwater. And we have TurboStart for saltwater. And Microbacter and Dr. Tim's and a whole lot of options in here. But yes, we do have options for bacteria. Alright guys, thanks for joining in. I hope you all have a great week and hope to see you all today.